Hi guys, my name is Emily. I'm a manifesting coach, and today I want to talk about anxiety and manifesting because I know that there are a lot of people who believe in the law of attraction. I follow the law of assumption for a lot of reasons. One of them is because I no longer believe that your emotions create anything. Um, I believe that your thoughts and your feelings are manifestations themselves. I believe that your thoughts and your feelings come from your beliefs, and it's your beliefs and your assumptions, hence the law of assumption, that manifests. And so I want to talk about anxiety because it's something that I struggle with a lot. Like even now, just like making videos, I can feel like my throat tightening up, and I have to remind myself to breathe. And I'm not really talking to anybody, I'm just talking to myself in front of my phone, and I'm doing fine, I'm doing great. Anyway, it's something that I struggle with a lot. I have a lot of fears, I have a lot of anxieties, and if I still believed in the law of assumption, then or law of attraction, I mean, sorry. If I still believed in that, then I think it would just make my anxiety so much worse because I would be believing that my anxiety was going to manifest horrible, horrible, horrible things. And I don't remember, but I think Abraham Hicks might have even said something to that extent. I'm not sure. And the problem with that is that it kind of leads you to a path of burnout and emotional exhaustion and toxic positivity, and where you're constantly trying to fight against your negative emotions. And I think that's not a great way to look at it, because everybody has anxiety to some extent, and you have to understand that anxiety is just the anticipation of something bad happening. It's not actually experiencing something bad happening. And so, yeah, if it can get to the point where if you are really, really afraid of something and you're thinking about it and that thought turns into a belief, I don't know, I really hate driving. I'm terrified of driving. I do it because I have to. I live in America. But I've been in a few car accidents and it scares me. I don't want to get into another one. So if I believed that my anxiety around driving was going to manifest another car accident, I think that I would just never leave my house. And I would just make my anxiety so much worse, and that's not helpful, that's not productive. And so the way that I see it now is that, well, one, my anxiety is there just to protect me. My anxiety is there as a gauging system, I guess. And it's not necessarily a negative emotion because all it wants to do is keep me safe. And what I believe is that it can't actually manifest anything because it's not a state of being. It's a state of anticipation. Like I said, it's the anticipation of something bad happening. It's not actually being in the state of something bad happening. And so if you're feeling anxious about anything, if you're feeling anxious about money or your SP or specific person, that's okay. You're allowed to feel negative emotions if you want to label it as a negative emotion. I know it doesn't feel good. You're allowed to feel these things. But what I also want you to do is I want you to take note of what that anxiety is actually trying to tell you, because that's what your emotions are for. Whether they're good emotions or bad emotions or sad emotions or happy emotions, it doesn't matter. Your emotions are trying to tell you what you are experiencing and what you're manifesting. So if you feel anxiety about something, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're manifesting something bad. It just means that you might have some some just kind of shaky beliefs going on, and some beliefs that obviously do not serve you because they're not making you feel good. That doesn't mean that every time I get in the car, I fully believe I'm going to get into a car accident. I just believe in the possibility. And the possibility of that is what is giving me anxiety. And so the one thing that really, really helps me is even before I kind of even knew about the law of assumption, I would joke about how, like, that's not my movie. And that came to me like years ago when I was on one of those like carnival rides, and I just had this thought in my head of like, oh my gosh, what if this is not secure and I just fall out of this thing right now? And obviously that didn't happen. But I just like I just kept telling myself like, no, that's not my movie, that's not my movie. And so anytime I'm nervous about something or I get anxiety, I'm like, no, that's not my movie. That's not my story. I'm not living in a tragedy. I'm living in a comedy, and not like a physical slapstick kind of comedy. I'm living in like a rom-com kind of comedy. And that is my movie, that is my story. Nothing like that is going to happen in my story. And so far, I have to say it's working. I mean, I've been pretty lucky, I have to say, for the last couple years. Knock on wood, see my anxiety's like, don't jinx it, you're gonna say it out loud and you're gonna get in a car accident tomorrow. Hopefully I don't. Anyway, I hope that this was helpful. I don't know if it is. I think I really just need you guys to understand that your anxiety is not gonna manifest anything bad. Like, you don't have to make your anxiety worse by thinking that you're gonna manifest something because of it. It's not like your emotions are not going to manifest anything anyway. It's your belief system, and your anxiety is just showing up because you have a belief. That doesn't mean it's the dominant belief. That doesn't mean it's the manifesting belief. It could be as simple as like you just believe in the possibility of something, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you believe it's going to happen to you, but it's the possibility that's making you anxious, and it's fine. It's okay. You can handle it. Do what you gotta do. I mean, I'm not a therapist, so I can't like tell you like therapy talk of like how to deal with your anxiety. That's not my job. My job is just to tell you that like it's fine if you're struggling with anxiety and you want to manifest a good life for yourself, because you can still do that. You can still be anxious. Like, most people who have like your dream life that you would classify as like your dream life, most people in relationships even still experience anxiety about relationships. I do. And guess what? It doesn't manifest anything bad. It never manifests anything bad. And so that is what I need you to take away from this video. I know that I'm rambling a lot. I don't even know if this was helpful. Just remember, you're gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine, I promise you. The only thing that you have to do is just focus on your identity, your I am, and your beliefs. And anytime that you're feeling anxiety, just remind yourself that's not your story. And you're gonna live in a very beautiful, happy rom-com with the one that you want, the one that you love, because you deserve a happy ending. Everybody deserves a happy ending. Anyway, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!